Well, let's talk about how this virus is spread. Doctors now say it is airborne. Is the science settled on that?
It's not settled on it. I'm glad you raised that question. We're so neck deep in terms that I think it's hard for the general public to really wrap their head around. What's droplet versus airborne transmission? Candidly, we have to have signs in ICUs across the country reminding folks like myself and my nurses to tease between what's airborne versus what's droplet. Let me deep dive here. Droplet are large droplets greater than 10 microns. And we think that if somebody with the flu or with COVID-19 coughs without a mask, that most of those droplets will fall to the ground within 6 feet of the body. Airborne transmission is typically, we see it with TB, tuberculosis, and measles, where somebody can cough with one of those pathogens, and those droplets are really small, much smaller than what we see with flu typically, and they can last in the air for multiple feet and for a large period of time. That's why you need an N95 mask if you're interacting with those patients. With COVID, we don't know. The science is still very much pending. What we do know is that COVID is being transmitted in indoor settings without poor ventilation to the tune of 19 times the rate of outdoor transmission, which makes banning indoor dining, unfortunately, a requirement. We need governors, mayors to take the lead, follow what Governor Murphy and Mayor Bill de Blasio have done. We need to stop congregating unnecessarily in places like indoor dining where we have poor ventilation, it's indoors, and we know COVID can subsist. But as to whether it's droplet or whether it's airborne, we think it's probably somewhere in the middle, that there is some degree of airborne transmission. But I think that terminology just confuses the American public. We need to avoid indoor congregation if we can avoid it.
Hello, YouTubers. If you're watching this, it means you've checked out our channel, so thank you. Now do me a favor, subscribe by clicking on that button down there. Click on any of the videos to watch the latest interviews and highlights from MTP Daily and MSNBC. You can get more Beat the Press content every morning in the First Read newsletter. If you're tired of content that you don't know anything about where it came from, you don't have to have that problem with us. NBC News, MSNBC, MTP, and the Meet the Press mindset right here for you on YouTube. Subscribe now.